Today, we're diving into the incredible story of a machine, a code, and the small team of brilliant minds who broke it, and in doing so, changed the course of World War II forever.
So this is the big question, right? It's the puzzle at the heart of our story. A question that really pitted raw human ingenuity against what seemed like mechanical perfection. The answer would literally decide the fate of millions.
All right, so first things first. We need to understand what the Allies were up against. And in this story, the enemy wasn't just an army, it was a machine that created a challenge that seemed completely and utterly impossible to solve.
I want you to picture it. It's 1940. The world is engulfed in war, and every single military command, every troop movement, every attack plan, it all depends on communication. And in this high-stakes game, the German forces had a secret weapon that gave them a massive advantage.
And that advantage? It was called the Enigma machine. Now, on the outside, it kind of looked like a clunky typewriter, but inside, it was this incredible piece of electromechanical engineering. Every time you pressed a key for a letter, a complex system of rotors and wires would spit out a different scrambled letter. The result was just gibberish to anyone listening in.
And here's the kicker. This is what made it just so powerful. The German operators changed the machine's internal settings, the rotors, the plug board, every single day, right at midnight. This meant that every 24 hours, the machine reset to one of millions of new possible starting positions. Just trying to guess the right one by brute force? Totally, completely out of the question.
You want to talk scale? To really put that into perspective, the total number of possible ways to set up the machine was just astronomical. We're talking more possible configurations than there are atoms in the observable universe. It wasn't just hard to break, it was statistically impossible to crack by sheer luck.
So, how do you fight a machine that's basically perfect? Well, the Allies didn't fight it with a bigger, better machine. Not at first. They fought it with the one thing that could actually outsmart it: the human brain.
And they did it here, at a secret estate in the English countryside called Bletchley Park. The British government gathered this motley crew of the nation's sharpest minds. We're talking mathematicians, chess champions, linguists, even crossword puzzle wizards. And leading this incredible team was the brilliant, and let's be honest, pretty unconventional genius, Alan Turing.
You have to understand, for them, this was not just some academic puzzle. They knew exactly what was at stake. Every single day that Enigma remained a mystery, Allied ships were being sunk in the Atlantic, cities were being bombed, and lives were being lost. This was a desperate race against time.
So how in the world did they do it? How did this team of geniuses pull off the impossible? Well, it wasn't one single eureka moment. It was this amazing combination of incredible groundwork, bold vision, and just relentless, tireless effort.
Okay, so the breakthrough really came in a few key stages. First, you absolutely have to give huge credit to a team of Polish cryptographers. They did the vital early work, even managing to replicate an Enigma machine. Building on that foundation, Alan Turing had this visionary idea. You don't fight a machine with pencil and paper, you fight a machine with another machine. He designed an enormous electromechanical device called the Bombe, which could rapidly test thousands of possible Enigma settings. And you know what? It worked. The Bombes gave the team at Bletchley the ability to find the daily key, and suddenly they could read German messages, sometimes almost as they were being sent.
Now you'd think cracking the code is the end of the story, right? Well, not quite. See, breaking the code was one thing, but using that information without tipping off the enemy that you'd done it, that was a whole other challenge.
This intelligence, the stuff pouring out of Bletchley Park, was the most valuable, most closely guarded secret of the entire war. It was given the top secret code name, Ultra. Only a tiny handful of top Allied leaders even knew it existed. They had to be so careful. If they acted on Ultra intelligence too obviously, the Germans would realize Enigma was broken. So they'd create cover stories, like sending a fake reconnaissance flight to discover a U-boat's location that they already knew about from a decrypted message.
The impact of ultra intelligence, it is hard to overstate. It changed everything. Before Bletchley's success, German U-boat attacks were a constant, terrifying surprise. Allied supply convoys were setting ducks. But after the bombs started churning out the daily keys, the Allies could practically read the enemy's mail.
They could anticipate attacks, steer their ships away from danger, and plan their own moves with confidence. The entire dynamic of the war began to shift.
Historians now estimate that the intelligence from Ultra shortened the war by at least this many years. 2 years. Just think about that. 2 full years. But what does that really mean in human terms?
It means millions. An estimated millions of lives, soldiers and civilians alike, were saved. That, right there, that is the true legacy of Alan Turing and the team at Bletchley Park.
So, when you step back from this amazing story, what's the big lesson we should take away? Because it's so much more than just a cool piece of history. It's a timeless story about technology and about us.
When you boil it all down, the story of Enigma is really a duel. On one side, you have technology, the Enigma machine itself, this stunning piece of engineering designed to be flawless and unbeatable. And on the other side, you have human ingenuity, the creativity, the teamwork, and the sheer grit of the Bletchley Park team, who simply refused to accept that any system was perfect.
And that's really the core lesson, isn't it? It's a powerful reminder that no system, no matter how complex or secure it seems, is invulnerable forever. Security is always a race between the people who build the locks and the people who figure out how to pick them. And often, it's that human factor, that spark of creativity that finds a way through.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating question for our own time. In our world of super powerful AI, of quantum computing on the horizon, what is today's Enigma? What's the unbreakable system we're building right now? And maybe more importantly, who are the Alan Turings and the Bletchley Park teams of today working in secret to solve the impossible problems that we don't even see yet?